I will say from like your banana cream product launch to this one,
It's a night and
it's
day.
night and day.
Yeah.
So I guess like your launch feels so refined, you know what I mean, now, but how those internal feelings are still
They're still
there.
there.
Yeah. You just have to know that everything will be okay. You gotta believe in
You
yourself.
do. Each lesson, each product just makes you better. Hey there, welcome to Entrepreneurs with Heart. I'm Adria.
And I'm Sydney, and we're here to help you build a rock solid business so that you can kiss that 9 to 5 goodbye and turn your side hustle into your dream job.
So, if you're looking for down to earth advice from someone who's actually grown a business from scratch to 7 figures, you're in the right place.
We got the scoop on everything from growing your online presence, nailing email marketing, and even how to build your team without losing your mind.
Right? Plus, we'll dive into content marketing, website hacks, social media tricks, getting more traffic, staying productive, basically everything you need to know to grow your business without going back to school.
So, if you're ready to take the leap and make your side hustle your full-time gig, hit that follow button and let's get this journey started.
Hey, you guys, welcome to Entrepreneurs with Heart because
We
and
have
you do too.
What? I didn't even get to finish.
We're so happy to have you here.
Oh, geez. Okay,
Yes.
we're just acting like it didn't happen.
So what's going on? A lot has happened.
You didn't ask me. Wait. Yes, a lot has happened.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So, from where we left off, you guys, we were at the Mexican restaurant.
Yes.
And, well, no, actually, where we left off, we were on our back porch. Remember?
We were on the back porch.
And we were coming up with this extensive plan of how I was going to redo my entire website on
One of
Shopify.
us has trouble following plans. I
Me.
put my hand down.
Me. Because, okay, so, yeah. So the first week went really, really well.
It went so well, she even stayed up late to stay on track.
But then I ended up traveling.
And then it went off the rails.
It went off the rails, like off the rails.
When you got back, you said that you were a little bit behind because you had like hung out or something.
Yeah, so like I went to see family. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be like I was pleasantly surprised. I'm happy I spent time with my family. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be like, oh, like we're just coexisting together. Mm-hmm. I'm going to work. You're going to watch TV.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we're just going to coexist. But it was actually like jam-packed days. Mm-hmm. Full of spending time together and doing things together. And I appreciated it. I did, but it just wasn't what I expected. And so like when we made our plans, each day
you had something to do.
Was like, and it was a packed day of like actual work to do, like finishing a painting, like starting and finishing it in a day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was behind when I got back. And then like traveling in general, especially around Thanksgiving time, was a little bit of exhausting too, with like having a layover somewhere and then like it not even being enough layover for you to actually get work done, just like enough for you to run to your next flight and like sit for 30 minutes and then get on the plane. Point is, then I was tired when I got home.
She was tired.
I was tired.
She slept. I didn't even see you.
Yeah, I like just like scurried in.
Yes.
And then just Alex saw me. She's like, give me a hug because I love her. That's my girl. And then I just like slept and it just all like caught up with me because then I think between staying up late the week before, I think it caught up with me and I fell behind.
Yeah.
And then like it made me think, okay, I think I could have stayed on track if it wasn't the website, redoing the whole website.
Yes. But you were so committed. I gave you so many outs. I gave you so many opportunities and said, let's just do it later.
Yeah, but at that point I was just done with Squarespace.
Yeah.
I was done with Squarespace.
Okay.
And I'm really happy I moved to Shopify.
For sure.
I feel like from what I can see, the user experience is a lot better. Also, it's great because like for my customers to take way more payments for them. Like you can do like PayPal. You can do like, there's so many options for people to pay with versus like with Squarespace. Maybe I hadn't figured it out, but like it felt like it was, I mean, I did have PayPal on there. I don't know. I feel like it just looks nicer. It's cleaner. It's great. So I think it was worth it. I think I just wouldn't recommend redoing an entire website and then also launching something in like a week and a half.
When you're traveling.
When you're traveling too. Like I think I just overdid it. To be fair, I did come up with like like a painting. Oh, and then Thanksgiving happened.
Yes.
So like it was just so much because then like I wanted to work on Thanksgiving, but then you remember how we said like people will be coming at like 2?
Yeah.
Mr. Marshall decided
Sort
to
of
come at
early.
11.
Yes.
And then my cousin, I love her and I never see her.
Yeah.
She came in
with
at
them.
yeah. So like I felt bad like working and not catching up because I never see her. Like I think the last time I saw her was like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So like it was just like all these things because then that day I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish my mini print one. So I think all these things kind of like added up.
Yeah.
It was just the wrong time. I think, but anyway, I did technically get everything done in time, but then like I wasn't happy with my product photos. Like, I mentioned that to you. So like the subscriptions were up on my website on that Friday, but I wasn't happy with the bundle photos, which I feel like I didn't give myself enough time for something to like not go well.
Right.
And I think that just shows the importance of having like buffer time for that type of stuff. Like it really, this launch really reminded me of the importance of like having extra time instead of like just because you can squeeze something in doesn't mean it's ideal to. And I think I've gotten lucky with like my past launches where everything kind of went really well and really smoothly. Like my mugs, like that actually in hindsight, that went pretty well for the amount of time that I had, and for me just like So that's something that I've learned is like appreciating the extra time and making like not expecting everything to go perfectly well. What else do I have to say? So now there's live, but I feel like I think I need to continue to promote it. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you, so let's pause for a second. So let's think back to the things that you want to get done.
Yeah.
So the actual products were launched.
The actual products were launched, but
we wanted to do different tiers. Didn't we want to do different packages at first?
I did do different packages.
So you did
5.
Okay, so you did different packages.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And you got the subscriptions going.
Yeah.
You weren't happy with the product photos, but you did launch it with those photos.
Yeah, and I ended up retaking some.
Okay, got you. I think where you probably, and just in addition to you being tired, and it wasn't done like at midnight on Friday. It was like done during the day on Friday,
yeah,
right?
like around like 6.
Which isn't terrible. But the marketing. So you had plans to do your YouTube video.
Yeah,
and your social posting.
Yeah, and I feel like because I was focusing on all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I was editing my video and I didn't really like it because I didn't really, because most of my, like, I'm like, no one's going to be interested in someone just like glued to their computer.
Right, not interacting.
6 days straight. Like, and that's literally how I spent my last week. I tried to like get things like of me at the airport in Pittsburgh, but also because I wasn't working much in Pittsburgh, I didn't have any interesting like drawing contests. I was like, oh, look at this cool architecture. Like, oh, okay, back in Atlanta. Let's so it just didn't feel like, I feel like because everything was so crammed, I didn't have time. Like, and then also, now I'm like doing eco-slave stuff. Like, I feel like I really packed up my days, and I just didn't think about every aspect of this launch, like the marketing, because but again, like I think that if something's got to give, like I think that if I didn't do the website, I could have had a nice YouTube video, like, because then I would have been having more time to like actually like film myself drawing, instead of like, because like the thing is, Squarespace was really easy to use, like pretty intuitive. Shopify is just a different landscape.
It's a learning curve for you, for sure.
Yeah, like it's just, I mean, it's great because it has so much stuff.
Yeah.
But also, like, when you're in a time crunch, overwhelming because you have so much stuff. Like, it's a whole, like, admin page of, like, you know what I mean? And you don't even, like, you don't type directly into the website. You type on this different page that translates onto the website. So just, like, all these things that I had to learn. So I think, like, if I let that go, then, my YouTube video would have been good. Would have, you know what I mean? But it's just, you can't expect to put, like, with the time frame, to put 100%.
And over a holiday, too.
And over a holiday. Over traveling, too. All these factors I just underestimated. I'm like, oh, yeah, family fest. But then I realized, well, wait, I care about my family.
Yeah.
Which, I do, like, I never thought that I didn't care about my family. But I just didn't, like, I will drop my work to go and see people I haven't seen in a year.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
it was when I saw you outside playing cornhole that I knew it was over. I know she isn't participating in the festivity.
I was just so happy because like Jason's there, and then like the thing is like the worst thing I could do is just leave Jason to fend for himself with my
all the
family
kids,
because
yeah.
he's never like met that side of the family before too. So I didn't, I don't, because if I was in that situation,
yes,
I wouldn't want to be in that position. But I know Jason would take it like a champ because he's Jason,
right?
But I just didn't. That didn't feel right to me. You know what I mean?
I saw you out. I saw you through the window, and
oh my goodness! But like, it was a good learning experience, and the cool thing, like my thing is, I'm happy that I did it though.
Yeah, and you got sales.
I mean, no one signed up for it.
Not for the subscription. Well, I thought you had a one-time offer where they could buy things too. Did you not?
No, I didn't. I just did. But I think that's what I want to do because when I posted my art, like people really like it, and there are people who are like, I really want to, but they want to purchase specifically that. You know what I mean? So I think I will put the one-time thing.
Yeah.
Because I think like, I was thinking like maybe I should just do like, also just like have a bundle option.
Oh, we did decide just to do it as a subscription. So have you done anything to let your followers or your customers know that?
I sent out email.
You did about the subscription?
Yeah. But I think I still want to, so like what some people do, what I like that some people do. So like there's also Patreon, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'll see other artists like, show off, oh, this is like this month's Patreon sticker. Yeah. To kind of like still promote it throughout the month. So I think like even I'm happy that I started it, because even if like each month when I continue to create things, because my idea was this. So like I put it on the store, like I put in, like I show off that this is part of the bundle. People who sign up for subscriptions will get it first, and they'll be launched onto my website a month later. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like not the artwork doesn't just go to waste just because like no one, like it'll be it's just like
exclusive for a certain time.
Yeah. And then
they're open to everybody. Yeah. So very similar to Patreon.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Because like, so I think that's what I'll continue to do. Is just like, I think people need to know that this is like a reliable thing. That each month you're gonna get something cool. Yeah. Instead of it just being like, because people don't know what they're gonna get each month. You know what I mean? So I think as I continue to promote things, because like I know I already have ideas of how I want to like better things, because I know that like because the time frame was so tight, I really want to start manufacturing my stickers like point blank period. You know what I mean? But I didn't have time to do that. So the stickers I made were like I made them at home. So like I know in the month of January I'm gonna have plenty of time to like go and like actually outsource stickers and like you know what I mean? So like
got you.
I feel like it's cool to be able to have it. But now it's about just like continuing to promote it and show that this is like a reliable thing that people can depend on. That there's cool things involved in it.
So it was a good foundation.
It was a good foundation. Yeah, and it's cool to know, like, because like again, people really liked my print, the Monstera print. So I know that like it may do well in my shop.
Is it available now as a one-time purchase or no?
No, but I think I might do that. I think I might make it like the bundles and then just like update those each month.
Each month, like maybe the next month, then you can change the price on it, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, so that people who have purchased the bundle through the subscription, they get a better price than
like the one time. That's a good idea. Kind of like Amazon. Yeah. So I think that's what I'll do. But I'm mostly just proud that like there was something that you said on Friday when I was just feeling a little down in the dumps about like running late and just frazzled. Yeah. You're just like, as long as you don't give up, just keep going. As long as you don't give up, it's fine. Yeah. Then because I feel like that's the only time you're considered. I don't want to consider anyone a failure, but that's the only time you fail is when you stop trying.
You stop trying.
And when you give up. So I think like I'm really happy that like throughout like traveling, throughout the festivities, and like I'm happy I didn't give up on it. Right. I'm happy I still launched it. I still sent out my emails. There will be a YouTube video coming out. I'm editing it today. Like I have been editing it. But I've been like, but you know what I mean? But I'm happy that like I'm still, because also what I realized with launches and too is like there is that portion of like with this being a new thing, I was worried that like, oh, what if people don't like it? You know what I mean? So then there's also the self-doubt aspect to things, like, oh my gosh. So I think throughout all that, I'm happy that I came out at the other end accomplishing something
Yeah.
and feeling proud of myself that I actually did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
So now that, because here we are we a week, Family Fest, was that last week or the week before?
I think it was the week before.
Yeah.
Because you were out of town last week.
Got it. So in hindsight, you would have given, with everything going on, a month.
Yeah. Just like so I could do, because then I also have other work to do. You know what I mean? Like maybe if this was the only thing that I could like focus on,
And there was no traveling and no holiday.
yeah, I could have gotten it done in a week and a half. But also, it's just like, is that ideal? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's really not. It's really not. Like maybe, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the rush, and I think the mug thing. The reason why
They were so cute too. Yeah.
The mug. The reason why that was a rush too is because like I already knew that people liked it,
Mm-hmm.
so I already knew that like when I launched it, like you know what I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
people would resonate with it,
Mm-hmm.
and people still do. Like I still like it's so like it still gets the chrysanthemum mug still gets ordered more than my other mugs. Like people really like the blue and everything. So I think with subscriptions, it's just like I guess maybe also again there's a lot of stuff to do, but it's also different launching something that you don't know how people are gonna feel about it.
Right.
But I also think it's just then you gotta just be a little delulu and keep going.
Yeah,
and know that, like,
I mean that's my life right there. Yeah.
Being delulu. Like, did you know?
I know I knew they wanted a phone, right? And so we had a product launch on Black Friday also. It was our styling phone. And yeah, because people have been like every live that I did, I would ask what product they want to do next. It was for the past 3 years, it was the phone. So I knew that they wanted a phone, and then each time I told people that we were working on it, our brand ambassadors at the time, and when we had gotten the formula, just the hype about it.
Yeah.
But then it's the pressure of, will it live up to the hype? I mean, it's just this constant cycle of self-doubt from the very beginning of where you're trying to make a product to when you release it. Because, I mean, even down to when, I mean, it gets chipped away over time. But even down to like when we send it to the influencers who are going to promote for Black Friday, and I let my influencers, I mean, I don't pressure them to say that they like something if they don't. Like, case in point, we had a Silver Slay influencer who didn't like the vanilla whip, but loved the lemongrass rosemary, and she only produced content then for the lemongrass rosemary.
That's fair.
But but we're releasing this phone. What if they don't like the phone? Then we're having a content.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just like being on pins and needles as their content comes through, like, is it going to come through on time? Because we ran out of ingredients.
Yeah.
So ship those a little bit later to them. Will they produce content on time? And one was international, so that was out. That was not possible.
It's gonna have to just happen eventually.
And then the content starts coming through. What were did they like it? What will the content look like? Do we have time for them to have to reshoot or re-record something?
Yeah.
So it was just a blessing that they all loved it. Their content was all great. But then it's like, well, will our customers like it?
Yeah.
So now we started to receive feedback from customers. There are a couple who can't get the pump to work, but the ones who've used it, they actually love it. One says she loves it more than Orange Marm.
Wow.
But you think about how long we were working. We legit 3 years working on it.
Yeah.
And then when we actually figured it out, what was that, like 6 or 7 months ago?
Yeah. Even then it was still iffy.
Even when you think about it, like,
it was really like on September
when we really got the formula, where we could make it on because the formula is so tricky to where we can make it on a consistent basis. Because remember, we had to batch it up, and then it's always tricky when you because we make our formulas obviously in very small portions when you're testing it.
Yeah.
And then when you get to make it for your customers, you have to
make it
multiply, extrapolate that, and there's always a little bit more of something, a little bit less of something. That was tricky with the foam. I mean, as Jason would say, you add a little bit more of this, the foam falls. If you stir it too rapidly, the foam falls. I mean, it's just so tricky.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, yeah, that's like my life when creating a new product. Just the uncertainty of it all. It's exhausting.
Yeah, but it's also just mentally.
It's mentally draining.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, it's easier said than done to not attach your own personal self-worth
Yeah.
to your business, but it's also very difficult to,
very difficult to
yeah,
do.
it's very difficult. And
Yeah.
so I think, yeah, I mean, but you did that. And I bet, like, when you had, like, the influencers who actually liked it, I could
Oh
tell
my
that was, like, a
gosh.
breath of, like, fresh
That
air.
I think I just text all of you guys
Yeah.
her video. Like, oh my gosh. It was Courtney. And that I loved all of our influencers. Like shout out to Will, amazing, Renee, amazing, Demir, amazing. But it was Courtney because when Orange Mom went viral, she was one of the first. I mean, because she showed her content, which I love. Because her content, we use her Orange Mom content still on our Amazon store. And it's in the old bottle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she actually showed a snippet of her posting about Orange Marm on the lemon drop, which was so nostalgic. And because I already had, those kind of vibes of Orange Marm. So it just meant so much for her to do that video and to show the step by step and all the things. And for us not to leave the witness, for her really to genuinely love it for the reasons that we wanted her to love it.
Yeah.
But all of that is emotionally and mentally draining. Now, the good thing about it is that you're often moving so fast that you don't let yourself kind of sit and panic. But eventually it hits you.
Yeah.
Once you come to a pause and you're waiting for the content to come in, you're like, shit, like what if they don't like it? What's the backup?
Yeah.
Like, what's the backup? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
It's something.
It was so much easier when I was just creating products for myself,
Yeah. And people would just compliment your hair.
And people would just compliment my hair.
Yeah.
That was the life,
Yeah. But when you got to care about other people and other people's needs,
right.
I think that's just a little bit. I know, like for you, like naturally you wouldn't use a foam.
Well, so that was... the thing is, I mean but the reason I created it because I want to have that option, right? And foams were failing me left and right.
Yeah, maybe so that was why you weren't using.
That's why I wasn't using it. Like this foam, I actually love to use.
Yeah.
If you need that quick wash and go, it's great.
It's great for locks too.
And great for locks too. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm glad that is over, man.
But I will say from like your banana cream product launch to this one,
it's a night and day.
It's night and day.
Yeah.
So I guess like it's so interesting how your launch feels so refined, you know what I mean, now, but how those internal feelings are still
They're still there.
Yeah. You just have to know that everything will be okay. You gotta believe in yourself.
You do. And with each launch you get, so I'm so glad, I'm so proud of you for pushing through because it's all about those lessons learned. And shout out to Corey. So Corey's my project manager now, and he takes on a lot of the tactical weight for me, making sure that all the P's and Q's are buttoned up. And he we have a retro, I think, on Thursday. I should bring you guys along for our retro, which is so cool. I think I will. So I love but it started out with just what you're doing, just those moments of reflection. Here's what I learned, and here's what I would do differently, and here's what I'm proud of myself for. And to me, that's the money right there, because you just continue to pour those lessons. Like my launch didn't get this much better from banana cream to rice pudding or matcha boost. It was gradual, putting those lessons in. I mean, if you remember, for matcha boost was the first product that I waited to get the results from our lab before I launched.
Yeah, because of banana cream. That was so funny.
Yeah.
The banana cream was crazy.
Oh my gosh. And so, that was a lesson from banana cream.
Yeah.
So the lesson from the banana cream was we need those lab results before we launch to see if anything's going to go wonky.
Yeah.
And the matcha boost was the first time. I remember it failed testing at first because of the matcha powder. We had to source it from someplace else eventually. So yeah, like each lesson, each product just makes you better.
Yeah. And it, like some retro, like something that made me think of was, remember when we were planning for the temporary tattoos, and I was talking about how your plan was so extensive, it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, I can benefit from having a plan. Maybe not as extensive because I noticed that for me, and this might just be my anxiety, I have to keep moving and think less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
have to, because if I start thinking,
It'll stress you out.
It'll stress me out, and I'll start to doubt myself. Like that's just how it is. So I have to, but I can benefit from having, like, even the daily plan that we had, like that was easy to follow. You know what I mean?
That was good for you.
That was good for me. So even having that for maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that was good for me versus like seeing everything
It was
laid out in a
overwhelming.
big ass like spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So it's also cool because you just get to learn how like we all individually just work differently and function differently. So, but yes, I think that's something I've also learned is just like we all function differently. So each time you like work on a launch or work on your business or you learn something new about yourself. And I just, yeah.
Yeah, so I may have gone too far because I didn't start out with a plan that extensive that I gave you until, kind of recently. But that's where I ended up. So it'll be interesting to see like in a year or two if that's where you end up. But it'll be like but to go from no plan to all the plan.
Yeah, like, probably, this is what the marketing will look like. Like, and it's all color coded. And it's all like the purpose is there. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, because also, so but it was still cool to have those extremes, like the extreme of having a plan versus like me just like winging it with the mug one and just like, and then me just going into like having kind of like a daily plan and seeing, like just experimenting. But so I guess that's how it all went,
We got her done.
We got her done.
You learned the lesson.
Yes. And
so what's the next launch for you?
Oh geez, I think I really want to tap into, well, gosh, I always have ideas. I think that's the thing.
What are the tattoos?
That's what I was thinking. I think that's where I think that's where I feel ready now. Now I've let your plan decompress a little. I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to start researching.
Yes.
So, because that's something I really want to do. Because like I was at a market, I think last month, and someone's like, oh my gosh, are these like temporary tattoos? I'm like, people keep putting it out there. So that's something I want to do. Something else I really want to do is since we're yapping now.
You're just spitballing.
Yeah. Something else I want to do is like, okay, so for a while my thing was like I really wanted to promote like positivity and stuff through my brand. And something I think I want to start doing is like with my hoodies and with my shirts, like actually curating a line that embodies that a little bit more, whether it's like on the tag there's like a positive quote on there.
I like that.
Or like, you know what I mean? I really want to lean into that more, like quotes that
help us.
It's one of my values, but I feel like people love my art, but I want something that people can wear and feel positive energy. So even if it's something really subtle, like on the cuff of a sleeve or on the tag, that's like something very like positive of like you are enough, or like but each tag maybe has something different on it.
I love it.
So that's something I really want to lean into, like the clothing aspect more. I think that would be kind of fun. I think it would also be fun in the future to like actually have, instead of working with blanks that are already made by a company, like being able to work with a company and like have my own custom hoodie shape of like ones, you know what I mean, right? Like I get to customize, like, oh, I want the drop shoulder to be like at a certain length. I want it to be, you know what I mean? And I think that would be cool too. So like maybe I would love to lean into that more, but definitely the positivity thing.
That's cool.
Because I feel like, I just feel like
I love that. Yeah. So do you want to put a time frame on it? Because I have one for you. I think for Valentine's Day, that'd be so cool because you need to love yourself. That'd be so cute.
That is so cute. We could at least do like a line, like maybe it could be, because I really want to do, oh gosh, for Valentine's Day, in the business world, it feels so soon.
Yeah, but it's so soon. About 2.5.
Yeah, like what would I launch? Like couple of hoodies. Yeah, I think a couple of hoodies. I mean, then part of me is also like, ooh, what if I did a couple of hoodies, and what if I did like, you know how I love my sweatpants.
We love sweatpants.
Like, what if we did like a set?
A set is cool.
Maybe instead of we'll see. Maybe instead of a couple hoodies, maybe just a set. Only reason I was saying, or maybe it could be like the same design, but on a different color. So there's two sets, but they're like kind of the same, but like just like, oh, you prefer something more neutral.
I like it. And then you'll have like the positive phrase like on the arm or
something.
Yeah.
We can I can brainstorm some ideas.
Let's
that's
do it.
exciting.
Are we gonna plan it?
Yes, but we need to like plan.
We'll plan the days.
Like we can plan like January. Maybe like December could be like ideation of like what I want the design to look like.
There you go. That's cool.
And then January could really be about bringing it to fruition.
Yep. There we go. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's exciting.
You have enough time.
I have enough time. I have to keep telling myself that because
you do.
Again, business world, time moves fast.
Yeah, I think. So you already know where to get your hoodies from, right?
Yeah.
How long does it take for them to get here?
Like a week.
Okay, not bad. Can you order the pants from them too? Have you ordered pants from them?
No. So that's the thing. I would have to find.
Yeah.
So I think it would be experimenting because I would want like I don't want to like haphazard it.
Exactly.
So I think maybe that's what this one could
that's
be.
What I'm thinking.
Like figuring out
the suppliers
I want,
and work on the designs,
and then and that'll be easy. That'll be a lot better because then if I have it here, then I can like easily like test it out myself. And
so that's what I did. I think that's a good goal for the end of the year. Just find your suppliers, and figure out the design, and then in January, then it's just the marketing of it all.
Yeah, and then that'll be cool. And then will be really cool if I could actually send sets to my artist friends and then maybe ask them if they would be willing to like
get influencers.
Kind of, but like, I'm sure that they'll be happy to receive just like
let's do it.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll plan it. We'll do a loose we'll meet in the middle, loose plan. But so I guess the moral of all of this is like whatever you're setting your mind and heart to, don't give up.
Yeah,
keep going. Sometimes things don't go as planned, but you never know until you try.
Exactly.
And so I feel like this was a really great learning experience, and I'm happy I did it. And I can't wait to continue to pour into the subscriptions part. I know, like with my newsletters, like showing, this is what still, like kind of like what you do in your emails, where like maybe you scroll to the bottom and you still have like highlights of like what's still like, you might like rice pudding,
right? So like
still leaning into that a little bit, and like still sharing and updating people of like, this is what the sticker of the month is, so everyone knows like this is still happening. But okay, I guess that's all.
So on that note, have you decided a cadence of sending out emails on a regular basis?
So I really want to send them out as I like at least post my YouTube videos.
Okay.
I feel like because like in my YouTube videos I usually discuss like topics I really care about, so it'd be cool to kind of like do what you do with your blogs, where you have like a newsletter, because I don't want it to always be selling something. Yeah. Sometimes I just want to be like, here's what I'm working on, like personally, artistically, here are some of my projects, you know what I mean? And I think that'll be easy to align it and organize it with like my YouTube videos, since I launch those on a weekly basis.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And maybe I can just like pay attention to how those are received.
Right.
And go from there. Because I think that's the thing that gets me about email marketing, is I just like, I don't like salesy emails.
Right. Same.
I really love emails where like people are sharing their stories and because then it just feels like a little pen pal.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean? Someone that you can really keep up with. And I think, so this is really cool. Like, I feel like with learning things from Lisa, with going through this whole process, and just in general, I feel like I'm learning where I kind of want my artistic brand to go. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. How
good stuff.
Emails?
How often?
Yeah.
So we send out emails once a week.
Okay.
And then we resend to people who didn't open.
Oh, you actually do that? Because like MailChimp gave me that option, but I was like, well, they didn't open it because they just didn't want to open it.
Well, then they won't open it again. That's fine. So that's what we do. So we send out an email a week, and then we resend it to people who didn't open, and then we send out an SMS a week.
Okay. SMS. Okay. And okay.
Yeah, but our SMS always has a deal on it, a coupon that they love to buy, and then but the email is more informative, so it's like a product of the week. Okay. But then it talks about how to use the product, and so we kind of we cater to the season. Like right now, it's like winter hairstyles and dry hair, festive styles, how to achieve them, and things like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
Shout out to Justice and Wendy. They're amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool. But again, it goes to like you curating, because like people who are interested in learning more about their hair and things to do like with it during. And I like how you make it seasonal.
Yeah, make it seasonal. And now, and shout out to Lisa for talking about segmentation. So we're heavy on the segmentation now. So we send out a separate email to people who have curly hair versus wavy versus kinky. So they'll have like their tailored version of that same email. But like with the lemon drop, each one of those segments got that email showing them how to use lemon drop on their hair type. You know what I'm saying? So like we know who has dry hair, who has damaged hair, so they'll receive tailored emails now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it took us a while to get there. So like right now, I would say just start being consistent. And the lesson that we learned is exactly what you're saying. Building that community. Don't really push it for sales, but then they'll stay on your list. They're interested in your content, and then when you have a sale day, they come through other sales.
Yeah.
But they're more interested in just learning the education aspect and seeing what's going on with you and your shop, blah, blah, blah. But the people who are on the SMS, they like to buy. So we use them to actually push sales to, because we know that they love to buy.
Right.
But people on our email list, they just love to consume information. So that's what we give them.
That's cool. I like how each one has different purposes, because like, again, everyone says to start an email list, but like,
you have to be careful. Give people what they need, because they will unsubscribe in a second. And that's Lisa was saying, once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're offering value to each person. So we do things like personalization, calling out their name in the email. We saw an increase in conversion rate, an increase in opens, and things like that when we started doing that. And then definitely we saw an increase in opens once we started offering more value within the emails.
Wow.
So our conversion rate didn't go up necessarily, but people who open went up. So when we have sale days, then they really come through.
Right, like they're actually looking out.
Exactly.
Because you're not always just selling to them.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good lesson learned for us.
I think it's also a good lesson for like social media strategy.
For social media, we do not sell on social media. The purpose of that is just build a community. Same sort of thing I can email. Build a community. Then when it's time for sales, they come through.
Yeah, because they trust you.
Exactly. But we're not selling all the time. We're offering value.
Yeah, that's a gem. That's a gem right there.
But that's what works for us. You may have a social community who loves to buy. So it's seeing the behavior of each one of those audience types and seeing what they like.
Yeah.
Maybe your SMS customers like to read your blogs. So just looking at what the behavior is of those different segments and then giving them what they need.
I love that. Wow. It is. It's so cozy.
It's a good day.
It's a cozy day. Yeah. Okay, well, I hope, are we?
I think we're done.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, I think this episode I hope it was helpful for you guys. It was helpful for me. Yeah, it's a long one, but hopefully it's jam-packed of good stuff. Love to hear what you guys thought about the episode, and how you're promoting your sales, how you're planning for your sales, and if you found the information valuable.
Yeah, and thank you so much for listening or just tuning in, watching.
We love you guys.
We do. We appreciate you for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, I guess with all that being said, we are entrepreneurs with heart.
Because
we have them, and so do you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Entrepreneurs with Heart. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment below and tell us what your takeaway was. Or if you're listening, take a screenshot and share it on social media with your takeaway. If you would like to leave us a review, head over to your favorite podcast app and give us a 5-star rating. This will help us reach more small business owners just like you, and your feedback helps others find our show.